This is Lisa Taylor from the Wake Up with the Wolf show. Dalton Rapattoni, what does it feel like to be touching down in North Texas and being able to be home for the weekend?
Oh, it's amazing. Like just being able to look up and see familiar sights and familiar faces. It's unlike anything right now.
Okay, so this is your first stop here at 99.5 The Wolf, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you
I know
for
those
having
are
me.
brutal hours to get you up at 5 o'clock LA time to join us around the 7 o'clock hour here in North Texas. Truly, with our million-plus listeners, they love you. Fans showed up here on a Friday night, on Good Friday, to say hi because they knew you were going to be here for this interview tonight. When you get home, what is the first thing you're going to do after the hugs when you come through the door?
Oh, we gotta take a bath. Yeah, I'm a bath guy.
Okay.
Dig me a good bath bomb.
Okay.
So that'll be me.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then what?
And then probably go to bed.
Yeah.
Just for 3 days. Just sleep forever.
Now we've got a lot of things going on. Okay,
Mhm.
so tomorrow we got the beauty salon. We've got a visit to School of Rock. Tell us a little bit about your experience walking through those doors and how that changed your course, Dalton.
I mean, School of Rock was literally the only reason why I still, am. I mean, it's the only reason I have a purpose in life. I mean, it introduced what my life is all about to me, which is music. Walking through those doors for the first time, it was like 1,000 light bulbs kept going off. But no, to be able to walk in and see all my students and hopefully see them proud of me is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold it together.
Did you see the movie School of Rock?
I have not actually.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, well, because it's not like a documentary. It's not like
That's true.
very close to the actual thing. But
That was going to be my question. How close is your experience at School of Rock now that you're a coach there?
Mm-hmm.
So this will be School of Rock 2.
Yeah.
You're going to be a little busy.
Yeah,
during
Miranda
9/11.
Cosgrove becomes a teacher.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly.
Okay. So tell us about what you want to do. If you should take the title of American Idol, how will you set that aside? Because clearly you're a giver and you want to
mean,
get back.
That's the thing is that it would suck to like have to totally drop the whole School of Rock thing, and so I probably wouldn't. I'm always probably gonna work there at some capacity, whether it's going around doing, talking to the kids or teaching whenever I can. I'm always gonna have that in my life at some capacity.
As a coach there, you've already experienced mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
As a student of music and performance, who do you look up to?
I look up to my good buddy Justin Furstenfeld from the band Blue October. He's taught me a lot in my days of pursuing music and stuff. He's bipolar as well, so he's kind of helped me deal with that whole aspect of it while still touring and making music. And he's a great dude.
You had a moment with Sia Thursday night.
I did.
And I don't know if you had been told ahead of time, and I don't want to get too emotional here, but it was, as a mom of a son, almost your age, it was emotional for me because it was if you just discovered that she too is bipolar, and then you instantly hugged, and it was just a real moment. It wasn't even you singing or performing. It was just getting to see the humanity.
Yeah, I mean, like, I realized why I've always loved her music so much. Like, I knew that I loved her lyrics, but that made so much sense when she told me that. And I was really, really happy because she's such a creative and kind and fun person. Like, it's another reminder, like, you don't have to, just because you have bipolar disorder or depression or anxiety doesn't mean you have to be like the sad guy in a corner all the time. Like,
Absolutely.
You can be fun. You can be Sia. It's awesome.
When you sang Bird Set Free last night, there was definitely a moment at the end of the song. You're never a performer that, as we all know, thinks about every word that you're singing
Oh, no.
and performs it that way. What happened when you bowed your head?
I mean, I saw my mom in the middle of the song and she was crying.
We
Yeah.
saw her too.
And I barely, I saw her and I was like, well, crap. Like, the rest of the song is not going to sound very good because I'm going to be choking down tears the entire time.
So how does a performer tackle that? I mean, Kelly Clarkson a couple of weeks ago. I mean, how do you control that?
Well, I mean, it's tough to, especially like, because I don't cry a whole lot. Like I'm not a huge crier.
But we saw you control, and we saw LaPortia control it to the end.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't think about it. Like you have to just occupy your mind with other things, because when
There
you're
you go.
performing, you're
The Rangers lineup just flashed in your
yeah,
head.
exactly. Like it's my favorite hockey team. Oh,
Right.
jeez. But no, it's you just have to keep pushing through it, and that's why I did that thing at the end, was because I could barely hold it anymore.
I bet you were so glad it was finally over.
Oh
And
yeah.
you could look up and say, "Whew,
Yeah.
okay." Last night, I don't know if Keith keeps a little notepad, but Keith Urban has had some really sweet lines from the waffle, so many things for you
Right.
along the way. He said, "I'd rather see inspired technique over soulless perfection every day after you performed." How did that feel?
It felt amazing because I feel like he got what I've been trying to do this whole time. I mean, I'm in this competition with some of the best singers that I've ever met, and the fact that I'm still here, it feels like I'm in a NASCAR race with a tricycle.
Yeah.
And,
Good
you know,
analogy.
yeah, and then the fact that I've made it this far is like it was nice that he got what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to be perfect. I don't want to be perfect. I just want to make people feel something for as long as I can.
Do you remember when you were on the stage in Los Angeles and you were still in the group and you had just performed and they were making the decisions about you, and you could hear Harry Connick say, "I've never really seen anybody do that." And Keith jumped in and said, "Dalton does it.
Yeah.
That's who does it. Dalton does it."
Yeah.
And there was something about that moment that I thought, well, we thought, because we love you here from home, that you're going to go way far in this competition. And then it's interesting, American Idol judges made sure you were the first one that got into the top 10.
Yeah.
You were their number one goal. Why do you think that was?
I don't know. I feel like that's the thing, is it's hard to pick apart things like this, because I think that they just picked the 4 people that they could agree on. I know that they wanted to put more people through.
But you realize you were the first one.
Yeah.
Above all of those remaining, you had to be in the top 10 to them.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they all kind of get what I'm trying to do, because like it is a vocal competition
Right.
to a certain degree, but it's also there's
It's
more
American
to it.
Idol.
Yeah, it's American Idol.
Right.
It's not like American opera. So I mean, like I just want to keep talking to people for as long as I can, and as long as they want to listen to me. And I feel like the judges wanted me to do that too.
The very next week, it was America's vote.
Mm-hmm.
You had the most votes that very next week. What did that feel like? The shock on your face was so believable. So there's no way you were preparing yourself for that. We could all tell that.
Yeah, there's always a shock. I mean, every week that I make it through, it just adds another layer of dumbfoundedness to the already giant pile of confusion that is my American Idol journey.
How do you stay so humble? Where's the humility come from?
I don't know. I feel like my mom raised me not to be that guy. Like, I've always kind of been like this since I was a little kid. I've always been very like self-deprecating, and that's just kind of my humor.
Keeps you real.
Yeah, it keeps you real. But I mean, I feel like there are people that expected to make it very far in the competition.
Mhm.
They're not here anymore.
Right.
But that might be why. Because I feel like if you expect to make a certain level in the competition, that kind of makes you a jerk.
Do you visualize, though? Because at this point, with only 2 weeks left, being in the top 4 and getting this close to the finale, don't you have to visualize our final American Idol is Dalton Rapattoni? Don't you have to see that moment and that confetti?
I mean, like, the picture gets less and less blurry every round that I make it through. And the fact that I barely skated through this past round, I was in the bottom too. I mean, it's very scary.
Yeah.
But I feel like that might have been exactly what I needed, because people forget to vote. And,
Yeah.
For anyone who likes me, please don't forget to vote, because
It's interesting you bring that up, because not once but twice now in the last couple of weeks, not because we have any knowledge of where the vote ended up. After your performance, when Ryan would speak with you, Harry would take a moment and say, "I'm telling you guys, you got to remember to vote." And they always did it with you. I'm
Yeah, I
telling you,
noticed
it's like
that.
you've got 3 little guardian angels there.
I know.
Even though they can't show favoritism, of course,
Mhm.
it just feels like they've got you under their wing.
Yeah, I really do appreciate everything that the judges have done for me is because like up until pretty recently, it was all up to the judges.
Right.
I mean, everyone that made the top 14 were people that, the top 10 rather, were people that judges really thought had a legitimate chance at winning. And that's incredibly flattering coming from 3 of the biggest people in the music industry. Like, I mean, obviously there's something there, even though I may not know what's so special about me. I mean, there must be something, right?
What was your feeling about watching Burleson's own Kelly Clarkson come out and sing that night and get to spend the whole night with you guys?
She is absolutely amazing. Out of all of like the people who have come and performed, she spent the most time with us.
Awesome.
Yeah, she is definitely one of the coolest ladies I have ever met. She's so funny. She was crazy pregnant at the time.
She's still crazy pregnant.
Yeah, she's still crazy pregnant.
We understand that she wanted to be at the finale. Carrie Underwood will be performing, of course, heard here on The Wolf. But she's just too crazy pregnant at this point to take any chances. We don't want any idol babies.
How crazy would it be if that baby was born on the night of the finale?
As long as it wasn't on the stage, I'm sure Ryan would be really okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so one final question for you. This is your moment. If you had one message, Dalton, for fans that you feel represents why winning this title, the final American Idol, is important to you, now is your chance to tell them that so they'll understand how important it is to vote you through.
Yeah. I just feel like it would be a really cool way to bookend the series with Kelly Clarkson from Burleson and then me from...
You know me, I'm all about bookends.
Oh, yeah.
You've probably seen the videos.
I'm pretty big into that, too. But no, I mean, it would really mean a lot because it would show people that, you know, you can have, you know, bipolar disorder, anxiety, and all that stuff, and that doesn't make you even a fraction less of a person. I just think that would be really cool.
I think you're quite an inspiration, Dalton.
Oh, shucks.
We're so glad you came home here to North Texas. Hey, we have gifts.
What?
You know, yeah, because when you come home, you should always have a
What
gift.
now?
Just look at, you can open it right now.
What is this?
It's one of my favorite things. Maybe, you know, I don't know, maybe it'll come in handy.
Hey!
Little Mary Kay right here in North Texas.
Oh, my God.
Eye makeup remover. Use it every night. Okay. Now it's over 3 ounces, so you have to put it in the check bag, okay, when you go back. All right.
All right, we'll
Dalton
do.
Rapattoni, top 4 finalist, American Idol on its final season. How about a round of applause for our hometown boy, Dalton Rapattoni?
Thank you very much. This is awesome. So cool.